Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Faye Shields.
I'm Jacob Faye Shields.
I was a high school volunteer, a college summer staff member, and a full-time staff member after college for a few years.
I volunteered with ASP when I was in high school and then was a summer staffer while I was in college and then became a summer program manager after college for a couple of years and adored every second of it.
We're contributing to this devotion series at a time of major change, uncertainty, and learning around the globe. As a collective human species, we're navigating the unknown of COVID-19. And as a society divided by race, we're learning and unlearning both the historic and modern injustices plaguing the lives of our country. Every day, it seems like there are new findings, updated policies, or yet another demonstration of how something as trivial as differences in skin pigmentation brings out the worst in so many. Sometimes the search for our own understanding, feelings, and voice on these topics can be really overwhelming and even paralyzing. But what we've been given today is the opportunity to grow. We've been faced with the choice to tune in, learn, and progress toward a stronger future, or to turn away and by doing so turn our backs on our neighbors. We know that the audience engaging with this devotion is one of vehement passion for justice and good to persevere. So we offer a call to action. While we know there's a lot of heartbreak and frustration over the inability to travel to Appalachia and serve with ASP this summer, we ask that you please consider spending the time that you would have been there in person, reading and learning about some important topics such as the realities of inadequate healthcare in the mountains or the rich culture of Appalachia. We'll share a brief history for those who've never heard the term Appalachia. In 1991, the artist Frank X. Walker found that the Webster's Dictionary limited the definition of Appalachian to white residents from the mountains. So he saw a need for the representation of people of African descent in Appalachia. So he coined his own term, Appalachian. With this came the start of the Appalachian Poets, a group of artists that came together to share their experiences, creative pieces, insights, and to pave the road ahead for other Appalachians to come. So why is this important? Walker and the Appalachian Poets have created a wealth of beautiful pieces of art and established noteworthy space for people of color in the Appalachian region. They even secured recognition in written history in 2006 when the Oxford Dictionary formally worked Appalachian into its pages and included it in the dictionary. But still to this day, the term Appalachia incites images of white families in these beautiful mountains and so often overlooks the lives and accomplishments of people of color. It's up to us as lovers of this region and of God and people to ensure that the history of all Appalachians is known, celebrated, and preserved. To dive deeper into the Appalachian culture and learn more about their history, please consider purchasing the book of poetry entitled Appalachia by Frank X. Walker. Similarly, while we strive to understand the rich legacies and strengths of the region, it's really important that we understand the ways that Appalachia differs in a harsher light. With COVID-19 spreading quickly through all communities, we've witnessed the debilitating and disabling overwhelm of hospitals around the globe. In major cities that are known for world-class healthcare, people have died due to the lack of necessary resources, and healthcare providers have sacrificed their own lives in the fight to save others. Then we look at Appalachia, a place where it's not uncommon to drive well over an hour to reach a small hospital with limited beds and even further limited resources. So many of these hospitals are understaffed with some of the lowest physician to client ratios in the country. The ability to manage an outbreak of COVID-19 in this region is limited, and that's only in the instance that individuals can make their way to a hospital. With lack of health insurance and such a long drive for so many, it can be outside of the realm of possibility for people to find their way to a hospital when they're sick. This is just compounded by the realities of health outcomes in communities where the leading job provider is the coal mining company, which is pumping toxins into the air and the waterways and directly into the lungs of their employees. These realities create underlying health conditions such as black lung and COPD, and it leaves the population more at risk for fatal outcomes if they were to be infected. If you're interested in learning more about healthcare systems in Appalachia, we ask that you please consider visiting healthinappalachia.org. Philippians 1:6 and this summer's theme of complete but not finished reminds us that we've been equipped by God to accept these calls to action, and also that we have a responsibility to continue educating ourselves along the way. There is no finish line to education or understanding. If we're truly going to accept people right where they are, just the way they are, we need to take a step back and start by really seeing every unique person. Education as a practice of faith means taking the time to truly see, hear, and know about injustices and plights other than our own. This makes us better positioned to stand alongside our neighbors and fight for a better future.
Pray with me. Lord, help us not only preach accepting people right where they are, just the way they are, but educate ourselves seeking true understanding and vulnerability with people who may not necessarily look or think like us. Give us courage to speak out against injustices, to advocate for the unheard communities around the globe. Lord, grant us real, tangible opportunities to seek justice, love mercy, and walk humbly as we recognize our completeness in you, but that our work here is far from finished. Help us reject complacency and equip us to be immense vessels of your unconditional love now and forever. Amen.
Amen. We love you, ASP family.
Love y'all.